I'm with Andy Brown, who is the Area Flood Risk Manager for the Environment Agency. Is that correct?
That's spot on, Mary.
For this area?
Yeah, yes, beautiful Eden Valley.
Yes, there you are. You live, work and breathe here, don't you? The Environment Agency obviously as part funded this, and I want to say thank you very much.
Thank you. It's our privilege to make a modest amount of support, actually, because you have to look at the project as a whole and see the phenomenal sponsorship and donations that people like yourselves have made in terms of time and products, services. It's just a huge effort by all the members of the flood industry that have come together for these brilliant demonstrator homes.
And show your hands again. I made Andy paint the house today, so we've got to say thank you to Andy as well for painting.
The patchy bits are mine.
Yes, I'll label them later. Andy Brown was here, yes. So yes, so you'll be helping me show people around in a couple of weeks' time when it's all finished.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to coming back when everything's finished and seeing it all in tip-top shape. It'll be going to look really smart, I'm sure.
And really, the idea for me of this project is that, having been flooded myself and talked to so many people who've been flooded, the worst bit about being flooded is the recovery time, the amount of time it takes to get back into your home after a flood. I think a lot of people think it's a couple of weeks or 3 weeks. The average person's out for 9 months. Some people still aren't home after Storm Desmond in 2015. Yes. So the idea of this really is to showcase what can be done to, first of all, keep the water out, but also to enable people to sort of make some small adaptations that don't look ugly, that can help people to move back in more quickly. Literally, hopefully, pump it out, sanitize it and move back in. And I think you probably agree with me that at the end of the day, if we can't stop the water from coming in, it's a good move to sort of be able to recover more quickly.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. Back in soon, I think, is a phrase I've heard a lot of people using, and that's exactly how I see this, because there's a whole suite of things that we can all do. None of them are foolproof, so if I build a defence, if we dredge the river, if we do all a range of other things, they're only one part of the picture. So building resistance and resilience into homes, so that, as you say, keeping water out in the first instance, but if it does get in, that water gets out with causing as little damage as possible, and then people can get back in their home as soon as possible. That's exactly what these, for me, this project is about, is putting that into life, into real properties that people live and work in, and showing people actually you can do this for real in a real house, and it actually looks really nice. I'll admit I'm quite envious. I'd quite like to live in this house today, looking at it. So
yeah, well, I'll certainly have kitchen envy when that kitchen's got all the fridge and freezers all fitted in. Yeah, I really would.
And especially if you're a location like here, where we're a matter of 100 yards from the main River Eden, right by the banks of it. Reality is this house is always going to be at a high risk of flooding of where it is. So it's really important that it is set up in a way that is sort of recognises that reality and lives with it, rather than fighting it or pretending something otherwise. So I really welcome this brilliant project.
Finally, I look on flood risk management as a jigsaw puzzle. And there's lots and lots of different things that you can do working for the Environment Agency that manages flood risk. But I always look on the sort of the bit in the middle, the residual risk, that the home, the people that get it. And this is the final bit of the jigsaw, really, that all the interventions can be put in place. But if we get enough rain falling in Cumbria to fill the Albert Hall every minute from floor to ceiling, that's how much rain fell. This really is the sensible way forward, isn't it? So we can adapt.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an essential part of the picture, and I agree with you. The jigsaw is the analogy that works for me best, definitely, because of all the different bits and pieces, and the trick is to find all the bits that fit together best for any individual place, because it's a different jigsaw puzzle in every place. But your point about residual risk is absolutely it. Hits the nail on the head, whether it be for locations like here where we can't invest in hard engineering defences, or even in places where we do have big defences. Sadly, there will always come a flood that beats the defence. So having properties that are set up and ready to deal with that reality, so whether it be big defences being overwhelmed or road drains being overwhelmed, etc. A whole number of different scenarios, aren't there, that you know very well.
Goodness me,
and I think these sorts of approaches are important and relevant parts of that jigsaw picture for all of those different scenarios.
Well, thank you very much for your words of wisdom, and
Thank you very much for having me.
back in now, painting, go on.